She's a second-year politics student who we've grabbed to get her opinions on the current elections.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey girls.
So who did you vote for president?
I voted for Andrew Bradley.
And why Andrew Bradley?
Okay, I think there's two main reasons. He's really active in the union at the moment. He's been involved in campaigns from Go Green Week, Amnesty, his past experience, BOR, Raw, One World Week, and I just think that he's very in touch with the student body at the moment. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah. So you like the way that he's communicating with the
I do,
students
and he's been involved, I've seen him at events for Amnesty and the Conservatives. I mean, they're quite, partisan at different ends of the political scale, and he doesn't judge people by their opinions, and he's genuinely interested to hear what each individual person thinks.
So what of his policies have really stood out to you?
Two in particular, one on the environment, which I think making sure the university is accountable for its emissions and achieving the 2012 vision. He's really put a lot of emphasis on that and making sure that the uni aren't pushing this, back on the agenda, making sure that it's really current, and also, which I think is quintessential in the current economic climate, is the fact that he's very, very keen to make sure accommodation and tuition fees are capped at the current level. I think at the NUS conference he will really, really stand up for Warwick and the students here, because it's, he's all about inclusion and making sure people can come to university and not letting, financial grievances hinder that.
How do you feel the union's being run this year? Are you happy with how everything's been going?
Yeah, I think Tomo's done a good job. I think Joe Kirby left a really good legacy. The only thing is, I don't know if issues are being promoted maybe as well as they could be off campus, which is an issue. So I don't know if the new SABS officers and the new president could maybe look at how you could promote the issues more off campus. But as far as the way it's promoted and publicised on campus, I think it's really good, and they're pushing through some really good policies.
Yeah, so it looks like the campaign's been really well publicised, because you're quite well informed about what's going on. I really do think it's going to help this year with the hype surrounding the elections, because people are so much more informed.
Yeah, and the new rebuild as well. It's the next president, who I hope is Andrew Bradley, they're going into something that could potentially, it's unsure. People don't know the way it's going to go, but I know one of Andrew's major policies is to put a lot of money investing into the union at the beginning, so it pays off later. And I know some of the other candidates don't necessarily agree with that because of the way the economy is, but I think that investing now for the future is
right,
really important.
So you mentioned the other candidates, so why did you vote for Bradley and not, say, Mitchell?
I think Mitchell is a formidable candidate, and I think he has a good rapport with the international students. However, personally, I found his manifesto far too geared towards the international students, and I think past presidents like Joe Kirby and like Tomo with the referendums this year, it's all about integration, and I think that Andrew has struck a balance between the home students and the international students. Nobody feels excluded. Everyone is counted on their own merit, and there's not this dichotomy between internationals and home. It should be about being part of the student body.
So you don't feel he's working hard enough to integrate? He's kind of separating the international students?
I think that perhaps that it could be misconstrued like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I definitely like his policy about microwaves on campus.
Yeah, that's a very good
and
idea.
the fancy dress shop on campus.
Yeah, it's such a good idea, because
which is encouraging cohesion and social bonding with all of us on nights out.
And raising money for the union if it's run by the unions. That would be a really
because
good
it's
idea.
a lot of nights you need fancy dress for.
Yeah.
And there's not anyway you can go together,
facilities.
especially when you're living on campus.
Yeah.
And of course, like you said, with the microwaves, great for second, third years people off
Exactly,
campus.
and it's cost effective.
But then, how will they charge for it? Because won't they be losing money? People wouldn't be buying food
No,
from
because
the
I
union.
think what Andrew said about cutting queues at Cost Cutter, more people are going to be inclined to go in there if they've got the facilities to buy food and then go into the union and warm it up.
That's true. Do you feel that we've got enough places to food is a big thing in uni.
Yeah.
I feel like I spend quite a lot of money on food when I'm on campus.
Yeah.
So I really do hope that perhaps, that will really
That's one
cut
of his,
costs down.
one of the things he said in his manifesto, that he wants to make sure students can afford to eat on campus, to make more affordable, food outlets and drinks as well, nights out.
And particularly about the environment thing, because recently we've slid down in our places from
massively.
Massively. And I don't feel like it's been promoted so much this year, especially off campus, because there is stuff we could be doing, and lots of people
there really is.
don't.
Like Andrew said about encouraging between the accommodation blocks, the competition about who can be most environmentally effective. So I think things like that are really going to spur on the new freshers to be aware of it and things like that.
So these are key issues that obviously are affecting students. Is there anything like you feel that is particularly significant to you?
What, that's being left off the agenda, or that's...
Well, okay, well, we're just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in and talking to us. For you, fingers crossed that Andrew Rathie gets in.
And we're going to have a key feature interview from Steph Jones. She's our current welfare officer, so hope you enjoy that.
But we're going to say goodnight to you from us here, and next time you come back, you've got Lawrence and Katie, and they'll good job looking after you. So we hope you enjoy the feature.
And,
Okay, bye.